Hey guys, this is Jessie from Greenwood Farms coming to you from under the rabbit tent thing we have. Today I thought I would talk to you guys about aggression and rabbits. I don't know if you can see Miss Ma'am here. This is Oprah. She came with that name. The lady that had her thought it would be cute because she has I don't know how to explain it, a very odd skeletal, I don't know, she's got a big butt, y'all. A real big butt. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about aggression in rabbits. Now, I don't know if Oprah's going to let me do this, but I'll show you. Oprah is a mommy. And she has become quite, let's see if I can get her to do it. Hi, Oprah. Cage aggressive. She is in guard mode. Hi, Oprah. Who's a good girl? You going to let me touch you now? Okay. So, a lot of people wonder why this happens. And a lot of it has to do with instinct, y'all. See, think about it. A lot of people don't realize that the domesticated rabbit is not the same as the little wild bunnies that run through your backyard. They're not even the same genus. These rabbits, domesticated, are actually descended from European rabbits, where they live in warrens and holes under the ground where they give birth in large colonial birthing areas. And they'll immediately get bred back. A lot of those aspects are, how do I put that? A lot of those are well known in the rabbitry community, but a lot of people get really upset when you've got a mean, angry doe. Y'all, this is a good thing. It is a good thing, okay? She recognizes me. She gets me a little huffy and puffy with me, yes. But what she's doing, because she doesn't have a hole to avoid, usually like in the wild out there in Europe, the rabbits will have their babies in the holes, in the warren, and then they'll go as far away. They'll avoid it at all costs all day long. Well, we've got rabbits domesticated to the point that they're having their babies, one, unnaturally above the ground, and two, they can't get away from them, like ever. So that in turn turns into this behavior, guarding or aggression. Now, the problem that you're seeing here is not that she wants to hurt me, that she doesn't trust me, that she's a bad rabbit, she should be culled. Her nature is to guard her young. Now, her natural way of doing so would be to avoid them and only sneak back once a day down into the warren to feed them. Well, she's in a space. This cage is 3 foot by 3 foot, and she cannot get away from those babies. And let me tell y'all something. It is her natural motherly instinct to protect her young. All she knows is that her babies are there. She's here. And something creepy is coming into her spot. You see, I don't know if you can focus in on her. But she is going to come after me, y'all. She is not happy if I'm going to go over there near her young. Yeah, I know, Oprah. I guess what I'm trying to say, you guys, is don't be so quick to call. Take a second to understand why your doe is behaving the way she's behaving. We keep them in an unnatural state up off the ground. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. With all the rabbitry, diseases and things that you go through, it's totally not a bad thing. But you do need to take a second to realize that she is not behaving this way because she's unhappy with you. She is literally forced to keep mama mode 24/7. Inevitably, you're going to come up with an aggressive rabbit like this. Now, that's not to say you don't have just a snarky, rude little bunny. Like, let me show you guys a great example of that. No, that's Jack. Moloko. You ate your box again, I see. Y'all, this is Moloko. Moloko is a 8-month-old Altex, pointed Altex. And she just don't care. She hates everybody. I could try and say hi. Are you going to be nice to me today, Moloko? You going to be nice? She is what's known as a territorial doe. She does not like anybody or anything in her cage. This is completely different behavior. This is not a mama guard in a box. We give them boxes to, full of hay. She's absolutely destroyed hers. I'm going to need to replace it. But usually we give them a little hole on the front and they can go in and hide and play with it till they destroy it and then it goes in the compost bin. But Miss Moloko here, honestly, probably would be a cull. The reason that I do not call her and I tolerate this behavior is she is an excellent mother. She regularly drops anywhere from 8 to 11 kits, and she rears every dang one of them. As mean and nasty as she is, I'm able to foster to her if I need to. So I tend to tolerate the behavior because it's, let's just put it this way. I think it's worth it. I mean, the most time that I'm going to be putting my hands in here is when I replace her box or I give her more hay or, that's pretty much it. Unless I'm taking her kits. That's pretty violent, y'all. She gets pretty violent. But at the end of the day, her good mothering instincts are worth me putting up with her naughty behavior. Look at her just side-eyeing me. Moloko, you are so naughty. Which also brings me to another thing. I suppose it's probably important. I'm sure you've heard it said that aggression is bred in. And I kind of wonder if it's not learned. And the reason that I say that is her mother was the exact same way. She was an extremely aggressive doe. She was not friendly. I got her when she was already probably about close to a year old. And the previous owner had never really put her hands on her. That's something I can't stress enough, y'all. Handle your rabbits. You have to understand, if you don't put your hands in there and you don't get them used to you, what do you think's going to happen when you go to pull a doe out of her cage to take her to the buck? You are going to get shredded. Do not be afraid to cuddle and pet and get to know your breeders. There's nothing wrong with that. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The reason that I think that that is a learned behavior, because here's Moloko, and we're going to step over to Paloma, who is her sister out of the same litter, and she is the same way. She is the same way. She is not nice. She does not like to be touched. She is a handful. And again, these are two siblings from the same litter, same parents, same breeding. They are just not nice, y'all. But again, I do have to say I tolerate it because they are really great mothers. That is something when you're going to establish your rabbitry that you really need to sit back and think long and hard about. Is this something I'm willing to put up with? I know several breeders out there, and probably several of you that are watching this right now are going to say, man, she'd be in the pot so fast. Again, for me, I tolerate it. A lot of it, too, with this is aggression in the cage. Because if I put on my gloves and I pull her out, completely different rabbit. Same with Miss Thing over here. Completely different rabbit. When she's not in her territory, she's sweet. She's downright cute. She'll take treats. She lets me pet her. She doesn't try and lunge and bite and eat my face. So it really boils down to what you're willing to, what, honey? What you are willing to, I guess, accept within your rabbitry. Now, let me give you a good example of a rabbit that is mine. He was born, well, obviously they're all mine. He was born here. I bred him. And I'll show you why it's super, super important to touch your animals. Everybody say hi to Charlie. Charlie is a New Zealand Flemish cross buck that I use often. He's a sweet boy. Let's see if I can find a way to film this. Charlie, come here. Good boy. Come here. Let me see. Who's a good boy? Yeah, he's a good boy. Come. Come. The aggression isn't there at all. He's a super sweet guy. I can move him. I can do whatever I want with him. He is a good boy. I can put my fingers in his mouth. Nothing. And the reason that's so important is that he's a big rabbit. I don't know if you can actually see it in this video, but Charlie weighs about 13 pounds. If I had to pick Charlie up to move him out of this cage, whether it be for, like for example, every 3 months we come through, we strip the cages and we pressure clean them. If I had to pull him out to do that, there would be no physical way I could fight that 13-pound rabbit. I would be ate up, absolutely destroyed by his claws. Maybe he'd bite me. Oh, God, if he bit me, oh, my gosh. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Handle your rabbits. Another thing that a lot of people are upset about, they'll tell you, oh, don't handle those babies when they're born. That's bad. That's bad. We're going to come back and see Oprah because she's the closest. Oprah, I need to see that box, sweetie. So when you're going to do this, you just gently, this is a reason we love these bins, because if you notice, it blocks this. So Oprah's back there. She's like, what the heck's going on? But Oprah can't get to me. Handle them babies, y'all. This is one of my, come here, cutie. These were born the 11th, so they're right at about 5 days old. Look at her little chunky monkey. Isn't that adorable? Don't be afraid to handle your babies, okay? Don't be afraid. Even if she had just had these, when she laid down and she decided, oh, she's getting a little upset. Hold on. Okay, mommy, hold on. I'll put him back. Watch out. I don't know if y'all can see her bum, but she got a big butt. Easy, mama. It's okay. I didn't hurt him. Don't be afraid. Because you have to understand something. When you're walking around in your rabbitry, your scent is everywhere. It's everywhere. Every time you feed that animal, every time you move that water bottle, every time you fill that water bottle, every time you give a treat, give hay, touch their box, your scent is everywhere. And they know you're not a threat. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, fine. Okay, so I can touch them. Okay, yeah, that's for sure. But, you know, anybody else can too. A lot of people are going to tell you, oh gosh, don't let somebody who's never been in your rabbitry before hold your baby bunnies. Oh my gosh, that's not even a thing. It's really not a big deal. What, Oprah? I'm sorry, y'all. Can I show him your bum? She has got the biggest bum. Look at the bum. Oh, I know, the babies, but I just wish you could bum. But anyway, I guess the bottom line today's video is basic rabbitry as far as territorial does, as far as overly protective does, which you do and don't want to handle in your herd. And like I said, it really comes down to what you feel like you're willing to put up with. Because at the end of the day, you're the one out there doing the work. You're the one out there who is managing your herd. Like I said, Moloko and Paloma, they are brats. Absolute 100% brats. But they are very much worth it to me because of their production and the fact that I can foster to them and the fact that they are amazing mothers in general. I tolerate this behavior. I also am able to recognize that it is territorial. That is why they behave that way. And I myself am willing to put up with it. Now, your herd management may be completely different. You may say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not. Oh, oops. There goes the video. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I'll try and bleep that out. But you might say, no, I'm not going to tolerate that. That's bullcrap. I don't want to deal with it. You change it and do whatever. At the end of the day, you're the queen or king of your herd. You decide what you will and will not tolerate. You decide what you will and will not put up with. And just, I guess, do your thing. And don't be ashamed to do your thing. You're going to get a lot of people that tell you, oh, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it. Look, if you find a way that works for you and you're comfortable with, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else says. Because there's always going to be somebody that tells you you're wrong. I guarantee you I'll probably have 100 comments under this saying, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I've been doing this for about, gosh, since I was 13, 23 years. It's really not rocket science. It's basically what I am and I'm willing to put up with and what you're willing to put up with. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't listen to other people's opinions if you want to learn something different or you want to seek a different point of view. But at the end of the day, do what you feel is right for your rabbitry. So I'll catch you around. Bye, y'all.